Salutations, my dearest friends. My name is Samantha, and today I'm going to be doing a video where I recommend novellas for the fans of Jessa Kane. The people who love wild and crazy and steamy novellas, these are for you. Hello, how are you? Welcome or welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to be filming today. I have been in a filming mood, but I didn't know what I wanted to film. So today I asked you guys what you would like to see me film, and somebody said recommend novella authors for people who like Jessa Kane. So if you like Jessa Kane, you'll like X, Y, and Z, these books. And I was like, oh, that is genius, because you guys know I love a steamy novella. I love a steamy novella. Give it to me now. I tend to get in reading slumps a lot, and novellas are just one of those things that snap me out of a reading slump. I can read in between larger novels, and they just, they just do it for me. They just do it for me. So Jessa Kane has been my go-to novella author for a long time, but recently her books have been deranged, insane, crazy. She gets crazier and crazier. I'm not kidding. I've talked about it plenty of times on my channel. In fact, I have a whole video on the progression of her heroes and their insanity. Muy tóxico, okay? They're very toxic. Do I still read her books? Yes. What that says about me, I don't know. But no, really, she really is crazy. I'm gonna link all the videos where I talk about her down below. Will I still read from her? Absolutely. Of course I will. I'm not judging. I'm really not. I will never yuck someone's yum. But for those of you who really love Jessa Kane and want something similar or want something not as crazy, these recommendations are for you. I know that was a very long-winded explanation, but I had to explain the process of this video. If you're familiar with Jessa Kane, she writes short novellas on Kindle Unlimited. They're anywhere between 60 to 80 pages. They're very steamy, pretty much pure smut. Banging is definitely the plot, and she's very campy, okay? She's very over the top. She writes a lot of taboo romances, a lot of age gap romances. You'll absolutely find a zaddy kink in almost every single one of her books. It's what she delivers, it's what she gives. And I mean, I love it. I do. I'm not even gonna say guilty pleasure, because I don't believe in that, okay? That's a whole other topic. I don't believe in guilty pleasures, because you should never feel guilty about something that brings you pleasure. Okay? All right, babe? So, not a guilty pleasure. Where are we going with this? I told you guys I was in a chatty mood. Gosh, this is the longest intro ever. I have some where I have direct correlations. If you liked this specific Jessa Kane novella, you'll like this book. I have a couple of those, and then I just have some general authors that I think are very similar. So, first up is my girl Casey Mint. My girl Casey Mint has really come through for me this year. I think I've read everything she's ever written. Over 20 of her novellas, because I love her so much. She's on Kindle Unlimited as well. Her novellas are anywhere from 60 to 80 pages, and she pumps out novellas left and right. Every week she's publishing something new. The reason I think Casey Mint is very similar to Jessa Kane is because you can get the taboo age gap romances without the zaddy kink and without the toxic heroes. It's a sweeter version of Jessa Kane. You still get all the steam, but it's just sweeter, more romantic, if that makes sense. So if you liked Hefty by Jessa Kane, which is actually my favorite novella by her, just go read it if you haven't. This is a friends to lovers, one of the only friends to lovers that she's ever written, truly. Kind of like a best friend's older brother romance as well. So our heroine is a cheerleader and our hero is a football player, and they have always had a crush on each other, but they've never wanted to ruin their friendship. They're young, they're in high school, but I think they're both 18. They're the same age, so everything is consensual and great. So they decide that they're going to kind of go experiment that attraction for one another, and they're both pretty inexperienced. This has a virgin hero and a virgin heroine, and they just have all those new experiences together, and it's actually a sweeter version of what Jessa Kane usually writes, and I love it. It's also a part of this little series that she did of plus size heroes. There was hefty, husky, king sized, all of that. I loved every single one of those. So, great Jessa Kane novella. If you liked that vibe, then you are going to love the Big Boy series by Casey Mint. So Casey Mint also does like little series of her novellas. Like she'll take a theme and then she'll write like a dozen or a handful of novellas. She has like a winter warmers theme, she has like a summer romance theme, and then she also has a plus size hero theme, and it's called The Big Boys. The one that is the most similar to Hefty is Big Bet, and this is also a friends to lovers romance, and it is a romance between a burlesque dancer and a blackjack dealer. They work together and they're constantly like walking each other home, spending time with each other on their lunch breaks, and again, they don't want to ruin that friendship they have, but of course they go there. They go there. And is this a virgin hero and a virgin heroine? I can't remember if the hero's a virgin, but they decide to like push the boundaries of their friendship and explore their attraction for each other, and it is so good. I would recommend anything by Casey Mitt, but particularly in this series. Okay, next is Ever Lilac. Ever Lilac is actually a new novella author to me personally. Again, she writes so much on Kindle Unlimited. I think all of these authors write on KU, to be completely honest with you. She's great. She writes a ton of novellas that I highly recommend. If you want like a specific recommendation, if you like Mobster's Masseuse by Jessa Kane, this is a mafia romance, so our heroine is a masseuse, obviously. Like this big shot mafia guy walks in, gets a massage by her, and instantly falls in love, very protective, automatically wants to claim her as his, as we do in a Jessa Kane novella. It's steamy, there's an age gap. It's actually one of my favorites as well. If you liked that one, then you would love The Mobster's Nurse by Ever Lilac. Just like the title suggests, our heroine is a nurse. She actually saves our hero from getting shot. So he is like gunned down in an alleyway because again, he's part of the mafia, and she saves him. And it turns out he's like the head big honcho of the Russian mafia, and she saves him and becomes his nurse. Like he instantly falls in love with her and feels possessive of her and wants to claim her, and she becomes the nurse for the Russian mafia and his lover. It's great. It's honestly a good one. If you're looking for mafia novellas in general, those are both really good. Next is Shiloh Clark. Now this one I say with hesitation, only because Shiloh Clark I think has written one novella, maybe two. I believe it's a pen name for Jack Harbin, who has written other books under that name. I don't know why they only gave us one of this book, but it's so good. I love this novella so much, and I'm gonna recommend it because it reminds me so much of a Jessa Kane novella. So the one that it reminds me of is An Angel for a Devil. So this one is actually not my favorite Jessa Kane novella, but I know a lot of people love it. So our heroine, she's about to get evicted. Okay, her family's broke. They don't have no money. They're about to get evicted. Bye-bye. Her stuff is on the side of the house. And instead of her mom like paying the rent or like making payment arrangements, she's like, you know what? I have a beautiful, gorgeous, young virgin daughter. Landlord, can this be our rents? Just take her. She's ripe for the taking. And he does. He definitely does. So he's their landlord and basically like forgives the fact that they haven't paid rent and like has sex with the daughter, which sounds wild because it is. Honestly, that's just how a Jessa Kane novella is. Like if you think that sounds insane, probably does, and I'm sure Jessa Kane has written way more wilder stuff. But the book that reminds me so much of that one is The Good Girl by Shiloh Clark. So this one, our heroine is engaged, and her fiance, he's trash. He's awful. He's gross. We don't like him. We don't support him. He has basically accrued a bunch of gambling debt, and the people, the sharks and the mafia that he owes, is basically hunting her down and holding her responsible for the debt because they're about to get married and they're kind of like blackmailing her. So she decides to pay off his debt, and by doing so, she sells her body to the highest bidder. Yeah, in like an auction. And she ends up meeting like this wealthy gentleman that pays off her debt, and they have some fun steamy times. This is age gap, has a little bit of BDSM in it, has a little bit of like degradation kink, zaddy kink in it, very much Jessa Kane. This does have a cheating trope in it, but I mean, her boyfriend's trash. So like, do we care? Do we really care? No, we don't. But yeah, those books are really similar in my noggin. I really liked both of them. Well, like I said, An Angel for the Devil wasn't my favorite by Jessa Kane, but if you liked it, this one by Shiloh Clark is really good. So those are like direct examples. If you liked this novella by Jessa Kane, then you'll like this novella by another author. Now I'm just going to list some novella authors that are just really similar, have very similar writing styles, Maybe they're the same person. Who knows? By the way, do we know who Jessa Kane is? I don't think we do. And I need to know. I need to know who she is, because there is no fucking way she is not writing under another name. Jessa Kane is a pen name, and then she's writing like some regular romance under another name, and I need to know. I need to know who she is. Also, like, I just need to know she's okay. Because like I said, some of the stuff she writes is insane and deranged. I want to send like a mental wellness check on her. Is she okay? Just knock on the door, check on my girl. Don't stop writing, Jessa Kane. But like, who are you? Where are you? And are you fine? Okay, moving on. So, where was I going with that? Yes, authors that are similar to Miss Kane. Okay, Jenna Rose. Jenna Rose writes, again, a bunch on Kindle Unlimited. A lot of her books are taboo. She has a lot of very similar tropes, age gap tropes, mafia tropes that are similar to what Jessa Kane normally writes. So if you like that vibe, Jenna Rose, she is there for you. Mink, that is another novella author. Now, swear to God, I would not be surprised if you told me Mink and Jessa Kane were the same person. Just different pen names. Would not be surprised. Would not bat an eye. Because I swear to God, they have the exact same writing style. And the tropes are like as crazy and wild as it gets. There's someone who's like, Sam, I actually really like the fact that Jessa Kane is wild and crazy and free. That's great. Mink is exactly the person for you. Next author is Lucy Darling. Lucy Darling is a little bit similar to Casey Mint, where she writes age gap taboo romances, but she kind of makes it sweet. She's very similar to Casey Mint's writing, where yes, her books are steamy and maybe a little bit taboo, but they're just like a little bit, they're more sweet. They're just like more romantic than what Jessa Kane is normally giving us. So yeah, Lucy Darling, I would say she has a very similar writing style to Casey Mint. And another author is Ella Good. Sorry that I'm not giving specific recommendations, but it's kind of hard because these freaking novella authors have the most intense backlist. They have dozens and dozens that you can find on Kindle Unlimited. And it's really just like, what trope do you want? You want a brother's best friend? You want a mafia? Like, I'm sure they have it. Write all those tropes. So it's really just like, pick one, babe. Just go ahead and pick one. It's going to be steamy. It's going to be great. It's going to be a fun time. We're here for a good time, not a long time. So Ella Good is also one of those authors that just gives Jessa Kane energy, wild, taboo romances that are really fun. All right, I know this video was quick and it was also hectic, and I just gave you a lot of recommendations and authors all at once. But if you're looking for new novella authors and you're someone who was introduced to Jessa Kane and you're just looking for more like that, I guess this video was for you. Honestly, how many times did I say Jessa Kane in this video? I don't even know. I hope you guys enjoyed this video nonetheless. If you have more novella authors to recommend to me, leave a comment down below and let me know. I have so many videos on novella recommendations because they truly are my favorite. So I will link some more videos where I gave even more recommendations, talking about even more authors than the ones that I mentioned, because there's so many out there in Kindle Unlimited. You really just have to look for them. Everything will be linked down below. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to spend time with me. It means the world to me. I hope you guys are all staying happy and healthy, and I will see you in my next video. Bye! Also, thank you so much for the person who gave me this idea. I love you. Besos! Bye.